Welcome to the Holcim Canada Incorporated Circle Check inspection video. In this video, we'll be outlining the inspection procedures for different locations in and around the vehicle. As you conduct your inspection, you'll note any minor or major issues on your driver's daily inspection report. Filling out this report is mandatory and required by law. Required personal protective equipment, PPE, must be worn before performing the inspection. Locate the truck that has been assigned to you. Before starting the inspection, review previous inspection reports to determine whether repairs were required and performed. This is important, especially when a driver has been assigned to drive a different truck than on the previous shift. You should conduct your inspection using a similar routine each time. Using the same sequence makes it easier for you to remember what to check at each location. Begin inside the cab and then proceed around the vehicle in the same direction every time. The list of inspection items might seem long at first, but when you break it down into separate inspection locations, it becomes quite manageable. You will soon develop a routine that includes all of the inspection items, and you'll be able to remember it. As you approach your truck, check to make sure the windscreen is not cracked. Make sure there are no leaks or spills under the truck. If a major defect is found, report it immediately to dispatch and to maintenance. After determining the time required to conduct the repair, immediately get instructions from dispatch whether to wait for the repairs or to be assigned to another truck. Remove the keys and the daily inspection report book and drop them at the designated place. If a minor defect is found, record it on the inspection report book and report to dispatch prior to going to the garage. When a defect is not mechanical in nature, report it as soon as possible to the plant supervisor, i.e., a new scratch, a dent, the truck has not been cleaned. The sooner it is reported, the easier it is to address the issue. This especially applies when that truck has been driven by a different employee, i.e., weekend or night shift situations. Start your inspection in the cab. Ensure that the wheel chocks have been put in place before starting your checks. Check that all licensing and documentation is valid and in order. This includes the ownership, insurance slip, CVOR, copy of the emission test, annual safety inspection certificate, and driver's license. Confirm the seat is not damaged and it locks in its set position. Check that the seat belt and the tether belts that go between the seat and the floor are secure and working properly. You want to confirm the accelerator pedal, clutch, gauges, audible and visual indicators, or instruments function normally. Make sure the wiper and washer controls work properly. Check that the wiper blades are not damaged or missing. Confirm that the wipers properly clear the field of vision from the driver's seat. This is very important in wet, rainy, or snowy weather. Check that the heater and defroster controls work properly. Confirm the defroster will keep the windshield clear. Check that the horn works. Check for a missing or damaged antenna. Check for damage on the drum sensor, the washout sensor, and the display. While the engine is running, confirm a normal amount of free play in the steering wheel. Make sure the steering wheel is secure and responds normally. Confirm that there are no audible air leaks. Make sure that air pressure builds up at its normal rate. Check that the low air pressure warning operates normally. Confirm that all the air brake controls operate correctly. Check the clutch adjustment. Ensure the engine is not running when performing external checks. Make sure each door opens and closes securely. Make sure that the rear view mirror and all of the window glass provide a full view to the driver. Confirm the view is not blocked or obscured as a result of being cracked, broken, damaged, missing, or improperly adjusted. Confirm that none of the mirror and glass has broken or damaged attachments onto the vehicle body. Next, let's run through the inspection procedure for the front corners of the vehicle. The brake mate can be used during the circle check to help check your push rod stroke. Brake lights, listen for air leaks, and check for any loss of air on your air pressure gauge. Confirm that there are no audible air leaks from the brake system. Confirm the push rod stroke is less than the limit. Check that the tread depth is above the wear limit and the tread and sidewells are free of damage and abnormal conditions. Make sure the tire is fully inflated and not leaking. Make sure the tire is not in contact with another tire or any other vehicle component other than the mud flap. Check if tires have exposed cords in the tread or outer sidewall area. Confirm that there are no signs of hub oil grease or grease leaking, and when the hub has a sight glass, confirm normal lubricant level. Make sure that there is no damage, loose or missing fasteners, cracks, or other abnormal conditions. Confirm that there is no damage or abnormal condition. Pay close attention to springs and listen for air suspension leaks. Make sure suspension fastener is not loose, missing, or broken. Check for cracked or broken main spring leaf or more than one broken spring leaf. Check if part of spring leaf or suspension is missing, shifted out of place, or is in contact with another vehicle component. Check for a loose U-bolt. Check that all lamps are in good working condition. Make sure both low beam headlamps are working when use of lamps is required. Now let's check out the front of the vehicle. Check to make sure the oil and coolant levels are correct. And the belts are not frayed or damaged in any way. Confirm that the frame is free of damage and abnormal conditions. Inspect the mixer components, the water line, the water tank, the relief valve, and the pressure gauge. Make sure they are all functional and free of damage. Check for missing drum magnets, 3 per truck. Let's take a look at the rear corners of the vehicle. Check that all lamps and reflectors are in good working condition. Make sure both rearmost tail lamps are in good working order. The rearmost turn indicator must be functional at all times. Both rearmost brake lamps must be functional at all times. Confirm that there is no damage or abnormal condition. Pay close attention to springs. Check rear suspension bolts. Make sure suspension fastener is not loose, missing, or broken. Check if part of the suspension is missing, shifted out of place, or is in contact with another vehicle component. Now let's check out the rear of the vehicle. Inspect the mixer components. Check the chutes, lifts, controls, drum rollers, water hose. Check for concrete buildup and make sure there is a clean drum. Now let's take a look at the right side of your vehicle. Confirm the exhaust system has no leaks, missing, or damaged parts. Make sure all filler caps are in place and that there are no leaks. Make sure the EnviroGuard bucket is secured correctly. Ensure that the chutes are secured correctly and are not loose. Make sure the straps are not frayed or damaged in any way. Confirm that the auto greaser has no cracks or leaks and is functioning properly. Confirm that the frame is free of damage and abnormal conditions. Check for visibly shifted, cracked, collapsing, or sagging frame members. Before heading out, remove wheel chocks and test to ensure the parking brake is functioning correctly. If a major defect is found while on the road or at the site, park the truck in a safe place and report it immediately to dispatch. Provide as many details as possible about the defect, location, and site conditions. This information will be helpful for the mechanic. Stay by the truck until help comes. Once the truck is parked at the yard, remove the keys and daily inspection report book and drop them at the designated place. If a minor defect is found while on the road or at the site, report the situation to dispatch. Ask permission prior to going to the garage for the repairs. Always remember to record defects in the inspection book. If a major defect is found at the end of a shift, park the truck at the plant in the designated area and inform dispatch and plant operator of the defect. This will allow better coordination of the fleet to comply with the customer orders for the next day. Remove the keys and inspection book from the unit and drop them at the designated place. If a minor defect is found at the end of a shift, report it to dispatch. If a mechanic has already finished the shift, he will know about the defect the next working morning by reviewing the inspection report that has been submitted. Record the defect in the inspection book. That completes the circle check inspection. There are a few other things we need to cover. Always remember to record defects, major and minor, in the inspection book as soon as they are found. Driver must obtain permission from dispatch when defects are going to be inspected and/or repaired. All damage as a result of an incident must immediately be reported to the plant supervisor, manager, and dispatch. At the end of the shift, remove the white copy of inspection from the inspection book and submit it to plant supervisor or plant operator. This applies only when no major defects need to be repaired. Once all the pages in the driver's daily inspection report book are full, the driver returns the inspection book to the plant supervisor, plant operator, in order to receive a replacement. The inspection book stays with the truck. If the driver is moved to drive a different vehicle, he will use the book assigned to that unit. And remember, before you get started, did you ask yourself, do I have the skill, ability, knowledge, and training to perform the job? Am I using the right tools for the job? Have I reviewed the hazards and taken appropriate action? Did I review the safe work procedure or participate in the pre-job plan? Am I working safely?